these things. And as you might be already knowing that there was an Informatica administration console which was used to maintain the which was used to do some configuration activities for a power center, like taking the backup of the repository and restoring the repository, creating the repository service and integration service and all those things. Now,
Yeah.
what they have done is they have introduced with a new name, but it is still the same look and feel. There are a little changes on that. Now, Informatica, it is called as an Informatica Administrator homepage. Informatica Administrator homepage. So using this, you can maintain all the products. Now, in the sense, like I can administer all the Informatica related products, Power Center, Data Quality, Power Exchange, and the Analyst. Everything I can maintain through the Informatica Administrator homepage. So it
Okay.
is just like the same thing again, and which you can access through the web browser. It's a web-based administration. So you don't have any client tool like your similarly like that, similarly like 8.6, you can access this using a web browser, and then can maintain all the Informatica data quality related services, Informatica Power Exchange related services, and Informatica Analyst related services. So let's quickly
Okay.
look at the architecture, how it was before, and how it has been actually modified now in the Informatica 9. So if you look at the old architecture, let me just show you the 8.6 architecture, how it looks, and along with the 9 architecture. And if you see, this is the 9, what they have changed in the Informatica 9. But if you see the old Power Center architecture, how it looks, it's taking time. So earlier Power Center architecture was a single standalone architecture. So if you look at this, you had different components, this Power Center client tools, and along with this you have an integration service, repository service, all those things. So which was a 8.6. It's a Power Center architecture. Power Center architecture wise, there is no much difference. It's the same. It's still the same. You have same number of client tools. You have a same repository service, same integration service, and everything. But the creation of integration service and repository service, now it is done by the Informatica Administrator homepage. So that's
I see.
just like an admin console. So when it comes to the Informatica 9.1 architecture, what they have done is they have introduced this admin console through, this is an Informatica service platform. So if you see, there are two colored components here, like one is your blue color components, and other one you have it as a green color component. So
Yeah.
if you look at the green color components here, these green color components are newly added to Informatica 9.1. So it's like your Informatica Analyst tool and Informatica Developer tool. These are all the two newly introduced client tools which you actually use it. And this Informatica Developer is something like a client which is used for your data quality purpose and your data profiling purpose. So it's completely used for a data quality activities. And even your Informatica Analyst tool is a newly added tool, but you don't have any client specific tool for this, but you're going to access that from your web browser. So you can access that using your web browser. So these are all the newly added tools like your data integration service and your model repository service, analyst service. These are all the newly added tools. And your Informatica developer will communicate with this model repository service and data integration service. And there is one more service called as an analyst service where your Informatica analyst tool will interact with this analyst tool, for your profiling related process.
Okay.
And if you see this blue color components, what are integration service, repository service, and your metadata manager service, these client tools are still same. I mean, Power Center wise you don't have any difference, but only the thing is that they have integrated this Informatica data quality and the Informatica analyst. Along with that, they have also introduced Informatica Power Exchange, and which can be used. And if you look at the client tools, earlier when you install a Power Center client, it used to install only the Power Center related client tools. But now, if you install Informatica Power Center clients, when you go to the client part, under the client, you'll have two types of clients. One is a developer client, another is a another is a Power Center client. So if you look at the Power Center client, your Power Center clients have the same things like Power Center Designer. Earlier it is called as a mapping designer and workflow manager and all those things. And now what they have done is they've added a term Power Center before that, like Power Center Designer, Power Center Repository Manager, Power Center Workflow Manager, and Power Center Workflow Monitor. So the client-related Power Center, you don't have much difference. And only the new thing that is being added is that this is the Informatica Developer tool. It's more or like your Eclipse tool. Like if you would have seen the Eclipse tool for a Java development, which is for a Java IDE, which the Java developers use. So it's more like a Eclipse tool which is being added, and it is completely used for data quality activities and data profiling activities. So the Informatica developer here, that is nothing but your developer client. And this analyst client, so once you create the analyst service, just like how you access the admin console, you will access that through the browser. So you'll have a different UI for it, where you can export the data from some master data kind of a thing into a flat file, and you can add a row, you can modify a row, all these kind of, your business users and all, they'll not be knowing. If they have to update some master data information, then they have to actually go back to the technical team to update that. But using the Informatica Analyst tool, if they have to update some activities like adding a record or deleting a record, this is some small kind of a master data changes, they can do it. They can do it using Informatica Analyst service. It'll provide you the UI where it will update the records and it will insert the records at the same time. It will also tell you what quality of data that you have in the warehouse. All those things can be shown using an Informatica Analyst. Unfortunately, like I don't have that service created. Otherwise, I would have shown you the UI how it looks. So so if you see this developer client, and this developer client is more like a navigator window, and I mean it's more like a, if you have, it's more like an Eclipse, whatever you see, and you can see that, and you'll have you need to create a project, and it's completely like same process like what we have seen. So if you have to connect to the repository, just like you need to browse the repository. This is not actually the repository service, and this is like if you look at here, your Informatica developer client will communicate with a model repository service. You need to create this model repository service. So all these services generally will be created from your administration console. So if you log into Informatica administrator homepage, I can show you all these services which are actually integrated. And earlier in your 8.6, you won't find those services and all. And along with this, along with the architectural level changes, and your Informatica 9 is also having a few other enhancements which has happened. And your Informatica 9 is extended to actually use the it can support the Hadoop now. If you have a proper license, it will support the Hadoop. It can extract the data from Hadoop, and it can load the data into Hadoop as well. If you have a proper license, you can even extract it. And moreover, they have enhanced your Informatica 9 to integrate the data from your social media sites. So social media sites like your Facebook and all. So suppose, let's say, when you're running a campaign, and I would like to actually understand, as a marketing manager, I would like to understand whether my campaign, how many people are actually liking my campaign, and how many people are actually, so it will capture all the responses. It will capture all the responses from your social media sites, like your Facebook, LinkedIn, all those things. So when you're running a campaigns and you want to know all these kind of a data, how it is being actually captured, and you can even integrate this kind of a data now into the data warehouse using Informatica. So all these kind of changes have been done in the Informatica Power Center with the help of Informatica Power Exchange plugins. You can even do that. So there are some even few enhancements at the programmatical level they have made some transformations. They have introduced some unstructured data, processing of unstructured data. So unstructured data is something like, when you want to read a data from the images. Suppose, let's say there is an image, and out of that image I want to capture the data. These kind of even from an image you can capture the data, unstructured data. And along with this, they have done some programmatical changes on the lookup. They have done some programmatical changes on the SQL transformation, all these small kind of things they have introduced in the Informatica 9. So to be precise, if you have to go through the Informatica 9.5 futures, so they have introduced all these things. Along with this, and moreover, very importantly, is that like now your Informatica is a cloud compute. I mean, it's a cloud supported. So let's say as a user, I don't want to actually purchase the Informatica and then install on my own servers. Rather, I can actually go for a cloud option. So your Informatica, they'll provide the cloud-based Informatica platform where you can actually extract your data and then load the data by using the cloud-based option. So now the Informatica supports data integration for a cloud. So on-premise, like if you have an applications like Salesforce.com and all, and using an Informatica cloud, you want to actually integrate the data. So your Informatica 9 supports a cloud. So that's a one thing that they have added along with this. So, and also if you look at the the dashboards design for this, and when it comes to the lookup transformation level, earlier your lookup transformation was designed to give only the one value. So whenever you create a lookup transformation, it will give only one value at the same time. But using lookup transformation now, whenever you have a multiple results for a same condition, you can fetch all the rows from the lookup condition. So lookup has become an active transformation in Informatica 9. It was a passive transformation in 8.6, and they have introduced this thing. And you have SQL overrides for uncached lookups, and session log files, passive transformation, and they have introduced some XML transformation. All these things they have done it. So these are all the different differences which they have introduced in Informatica 9. So those are all the things, and which we will be discussing along with a regular Informatica things, like how to create a simple mappings and all those things. Along with this, you're also going to discuss about Informatica related changes, what are the new changes that have been done and all those things, right? So that was a architectural level change, what has been happened from Informatica 8.6 to 9.x, right?
Okay. And could you also, as part of your training, could you also cover Informatica 8.6, because my client has Informatica 8.6 only. They have both,
no,
but as I said, most of their projects are still in Informatica 8.6. In another 6 to 9 months, they are going to migrate everything, but they are right now on 8.6.
Yeah, look and feel about the Power Center, there is no much change. Still it's the same. I mean, look and feel wise, you don't have much changes from 8.6 to 9.x. But here and there, they have added some new transformations, and they have advanced. For a Power Center developer, you won't find a much look and feel difference for Informatica 8.6. But when you are working as an Informatica administrator, there are a few things which have been added. So if you see your Informatica administrator homepage, look and feel is modified. But when you look at the designer and all those things, it's still the same. You don't have much difference. So even if you practice the things on Informatica 9, you can still see the same kind of a screens on 8.6.
Okay.
There are not much difference.
Okay.
So in case if you would like to even install 8.6 and later you want to upgrade, that's fine. Like, I mean, we can even install 8.6. I think still it's available. I think we can install that as
well. Okay. So like Informatica administrator and in repository manager.
Yeah.
Now the Informatica administrator is repository manager?
No, that's a different. I mean, Informatica administrator, this is the one like where you actually maintain taking the backup and all those things. And when you see the Power Center Repository Manager, this Power Center Repository Manager is actually used to migrate the data from one repository to the other repository. Suppose if you want to migrate the code, whatever the mappings workflows that you have developed from you.
Because in our case, that Informatica administrator, to be honest, I never saw it. The reason is because there is it's a large organization where I'm working, and there is a separate Informatica admin team. We hardly uh,
No,
go through all
this is
these.
not the same. Informatica Administrator is the place that where you see all those things. And when it comes to the repository manager, it will help you to create the folders. It will help you to assign the permission to the
Right.
folders, all those things. And along with this, it will also help you to migrate the data from one repository to other repository. Whenever you want to search for any object, these things, you can do it.
Okay.
And if you want to change the password for the user, or you can to configure the repository, all these things will be taken from the repository manager.
Okay.
So that's about the smaller introduction about the Informatica and how we are going to drive it. And we have a standard labs and everything to practice. We are going to implement a simple case study by understanding all the Informatica future, by touching all the Informatica futures. We are going to implement some simple case study, and which will help you to understand the flow from end to end in terms of design, in terms of preparing the migration document, and what kind of review you have to do since you are actually being placed at the high level, and what kind of things you have to review it. All those things probably will add few things to help you out to review, do a peer review for your subordinates or whatever, or your colleagues.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it I have, and if you
And
have
what is
any
the, could we
questions.
go through the course? Is it 25 hours, 30 hours approximately? What is the
Yeah,
duration?
it's 30 hours, and we have around 36 hands-on labs which will be discussed as part of the course, and by touching each and every transformation which is available. And when you go for a course content, yeah, when you go for a course content, and this course content will tell you, okay, let me just open it. The course content more or less like we are going to touch from the basic level to the advanced level, and the advanced level concepts like your partitioning and how to implement the push down optimization, all these things. We are going to show you theoretically and how it can be implemented to tune your mappings, and all those things will be discussed. So this is how your Informatica lab, which we'll discuss. We have around 36 labs, which will, as I told, like it will help you to understand all those things, right?
Okay.
So we'll discuss from the basic level to the advanced level, everything will be discussed.
Okay.
Right. Any other questions?
No, and timing wise, what time works for you? Early morning? For me,
Early morning, I think it would be
definitely.
better, because I am not sure why they have actually scheduled at 6 p.m. IST for the demo. But early morning time works, and we are next couple of days or something, we are starting a new batch. And if you are interested, and probably early morning 7:30, around 7:30, we are going to start a new batch, and we'll
No,
merge you
so when you
into
say
that
early
batch.
morning, is it India time early morning or US time early
Yes,
morning?
yes, India time early morning.
India time early morning. So 7:30 India time will be what?
You're on a central time or Eastern time?
Eastern. Right now I'm
Okay.
visiting my workplace in Dallas, so that is a central time, but I am usually in the Eastern time zone.
Eastern time, I think, because we
9
get a
o'clock.
lot
Yeah,
of it.
that would work. So this class, it will be one-to-one class or?
No, there will be a group of students, and which will
Okay, and how many students
merge
would be
you.
there?
Not very sure at this point of time, and
Approximately,
probably
what will be the class size?
2 to 3 or 4, something like that.
Okay, so around 5 at the max, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you take any other classes like OBIE or any other, or you just focus on
Yeah,
informatics?
OBIE as well. I'll handle it, and OBIE also we do take it.
Or you take OBIE class as well?
Yes, yes. OBIE
Okay.
classes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So I will let these folks know. Okay.
Yeah, you can just drop in your feedback so that that will help us to. Um, I
And
mean,
you're based out of
whatever.
where? Hyderabad or Bangalore?
Bangalore. I'm based out of Bangalore, and the institute is based out of Hyderabad.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you then. Yeah, nice
And when
talking
are
to you.
you starting the next batch?
The next batch would be maybe within 2 days, as I said. Like within 2 days, probably we'll start with the batch.
Or within 2 to 3 days?
And
And
it takes a
when
time. I
is
mean, you
the
can drop in your
batch?
feedback, and they'll get back to you with the details and all those things. So that anyway, it'll take some time to start up with the batch. Maybe 2-3 days or a week also it'll take. Or based upon the candidates, like based upon the availability, all the timing set and everything, we'll start with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right away, you can drop in your feedback. That will be valuable. And thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. All right.